because I don't like to switch stuff quickly. I prefer to have like a more detailed playbook, but for most teams, I think a week is more than enough.
So we are going to get Zeus on that Euro, but Cracks moving away from the race and now onto the Fade. Billy, double initiator, double duelist. Do you like this?
I really like this composition coming out from FUT. Honestly, yeah, having that double controller I think is so nice. Obviously sticking with that, but then yeah, moving Cracks over onto that Fade. Mr. Fallen on the Tejo. We've been singing his praises about how he performs on the Tejo, but yeah, like I mentioned, is that Zeus on the Yoru. I cannot wait to see how this works out for them.
The thing FUT have to be really careful for here, though, is they don't have the breach to combine with the tail. So there isn't that explosivity on their exits. Usually the Euro needs that support from the breach to make this work. So I'm wondering to see how that's going to work.
Yeah, let's see. Can Fnatic move on to the next stage, or is FUT going to take us to a map number 3? Pansy, Hyfog, any bets?
Gamba is really bad, Bayer.
Don't believe.
We would never take bets.
But if I did, if there was a universe that it was okay to, I'd bet on Fnatic.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so last time Fnatic played Split, I'm looking, you know, recent stuff, it was OT against Apex. It wasn't their cleanest of showings.
No,
but things
it wasn't.
have changed. They've started to, you know, get a little bit better overall. They've started to work their way back up, looking in form, but FUT are a dangerous side on this map. A lot of the devs kind of talking through it and kind of explaining what they liked about
And
this.
to come back to the point where we discussed at the start of map 1, where FUT ever hard to quantify.
Yes.
A comp change is something that kind of reinforces that. So this could be something, again, to throw off the prep for Fnatic potentially, where they come in just thinking, yeah, we're confident in our game plan. I actually tend to agree with Minion that the double duelist does look best here on Split. So that's something that FUT are going to have had to have taken into consideration with the switch up. Kick things off though. Well, it's close to a wide open A site. Folks are still happy to get ahead of this smoke though. Go for a little bit of a spam. Rewarded though. Just chip damage.
Plant in 5v5 post-plant. Good luck keeping up with this one. It's about to get hectic. Zeus on the front lines here. Anything to clear him from this corner? He's got a little bit of a complimentary position over towards Pillar, but he's cleared by Crashies. Is that a captain next on the chopping block? Gets cleared again. Fnatic. How are they doing this so easily, it looks like? A bit of a mad push from Chronicle, but I guess they have the numbers and no one's denying the defuse. Fnatic with a comfortable first round.
Basically digging out every single player they needed to and locking the remaining members of FUT out behind that smoke.
That looked way too easy.
Yeah, it really did. I think maybe the response here is that FUT have been given a free site. Doesn't feel great to be pushing in, but I mean, obviously, benefit of hindsight and what we can see ahead of time. There's opportunities.
Nice, we got a pistol! That's what we like, baby!
Whether or not there was...
Wait, 2 pistols.
The math ain't mathin'.
It hit really hard for a second then. Okay, look at Zeus though. Gonna see that Outlaw out. Plenty of light shields to prey upon. Just hope that you don't come across Chronicle or I guess Crashies. The other three, very available. And looking at this though, he does have Chron up towards those vents, so that would be the first potential contact, but Zeus gonna be taking that space.
Going to be rewarded. The start of the round, not necessarily. Kayak for the rifle. Pushed up pretty deep on ramp here as well. Crashes a ton of information. As you can see over on the other side, Chronicle takes a ton of damage. Forced away back into vents. Mr. Fallen maybe looking to sniff him out. Yeah, comfortable disengage though from Fnatic. To try and mitigate as much of this risk as possible. Maybe don't have a full picture in terms of the purchase, especially with Chronicle taking that much damage now. There's got to be some questions.
Pressure this point. HP are gonna have to backpedal. But Kayak now next in line, clean, dealing with Yellow J in the end. Got a little bit dicey for a moment, but Fnatic holding on to this. It feels a little bit threatening, but they're still in control, and there's no real pressure coming through main, and there it is, controlled there. Really aware of what FUT were trying to do. We saw how deadly they were on map 1 in these sort of rounds.
I said the question definitely raised once Chronicle's forced back and takes as much damage as he does, but like I said, beautiful disengage. Fnatic. I would take a step back, take a breath. Like you said, no threat really mounting in any part of the map. See FUT coming in now with a little bit of a broken purchase. Bulldogs and a stinger to round it out.
Toxins going up. Poison orb and
Chronicle still sat SMG and 2 Guardians on the other side for Fnatic, but they're going to be feeling pretty good about this.
I do like...
Once they figure out, I was going to say, Alpha's here so quickly.
I like that they're taking the extremity control,
yeah.
right? Like, there's that respect being shown, or at least a little bit more of a passive approach towards that B side, which is the jump spot. And they've given up a lot of mid space too, so they have to win out somewhere. And actually, look how far Alpha's going on this. The Prowler's still going to note there's a player here towards sewers. This actually could buy time for Alpha to continue this pathing.
Is the awareness there that enough of a window was left open? Because there's no traditional Sentinel utility.
Oh, this timing could be massive.
Yeah.
Again, you almost want to let them commit a little bit further.
Yeah, you do, yeah.
Let them get a little bit further into
Chronicle's
this.
still here, ready to scrap. Because he's got the SMG, he still wants to play up close and personal, but...
This timing to be everything. Kayak's even taken away cracks. They're so stacked on this site. This is without that eventual lurk coming into play. Alpha finally pulls the trigger, and he's got the spike. Reads the play well, posts out. Just a little bit of a denial as Crashy's on the swing. Fnatic converting the bonus. Beautifully done. Such finesse to it. Really, keeping all the optics on that one just perfectly. Again, the fact that Alpha was able to slip the net so well, still trying to sell him that story, with Crashy sending out the Prowlers, keeping note of everything. Just the energy itself to this round was so good.
We're curious to know whether or not the awareness is there.
I did genius movement, bro. We will do it WOD review on that. We will do WOD review on that.
Well, we didn't catch it, unfortunately.
No, what was
I'm
it?
almost intrigued to go back and look.
What was the ingenious move?
poison orb emitted.
Back down on pistols, but yeah, like I was saying, it's tough there because FUT again have a little bit of information to act upon, but it just takes so long. Alpha can shift walk all the way back behind them, up through Mail. It doesn't even end up being a factor, to be honest with you. Chronicles over-delivered from that position. Oh.
No, there's some rats in the vent. For FUT, they're just not getting many ways in. This feels like repetition, though. You're looking at Boaster kind of playing a little bit deeper on towards those rafters. This is the first time we're seeing this space being identified, so maybe Yedajay can relay this later round.
Yeah, this is weird to figure this out on a round where you come in with classics, though.
You almost don't want to give it away that you maybe notice something. And that is a huge flaw in the system.
Can't get the gun.
Chronicle quickly handles it, but he's going to disrespect the util and slip ahead. Oh, the confidence is sky high. Oh, that's beautiful. It doesn't matter at the end. He's done his job and then some. It felt like FUT found a little bit of a window there, Mike, but it got shut so quickly by Kron.
There's a chance if he's able to get his hands on that rifle, but like I said, whether or not FUT really lean on that too heavily, or if it's an anti-eco setup from Fnatic and maybe happy to just lean back into a retake potentially. A great spacing from Chronicle here.
Oh, yeah. But that rolled a little.
Maybe no VOD review on that one.
No. Skip that round, it's fine. Operator in hand so early for Kayak as well. Round 5 coming in with that. A new layer to this. They could actually potentially now post up and fight towards middle, which maybe Kayak's considering. Does he walk the smoke? Surely not. I mean, Kron's feeling confident. Forced away by the salvos. But again, looking for the final destination, this spacing, maybe looking to explore that here. It was left open before, but now you're seeing where Crashies is positioned. It looks like that's been shut.
Definitely feeling the pressure here. Mr. Fallen was caught sleeping here on this drift up mid. Chronicle will catch him. Spike now noted as well. She's able to get away from that, but Alpha's found the back half of this. Yes, Crashy's found the second.
The push and pull between these guys is fantastic. Again, you saw the kind of consideration wanting to get towards that mail room initially, right? That first step towards it, Kron's caught the cross. And then this back and forth, that little 1-2 over towards A. And instantly, look at the new reposition coming out from, I believe that's Alpha and Kron up towards Heaven, making it near on inaccessible. Look at it. And then just a jump spot for Crashy's hit. There it is, info, that's both. And beautiful shot from out of Captain, but the numbers just simply not there. Fnatic in full force.
Said it on the first map, but looking so well drilled now. There's such little risk here. Again, after every single engagement, a reset back to a deeper position, an extra body in hand. Ready for Fnatic. Unfortunately, FUT just can't find a way in.
Nope.
Fortunately, now back in a position where...
Low five, low five, low five.
No synergy back in the coach camp, but it's got to shambles back there. Not on the same page.
Hands up here,
Bod
low
review.
5. What's this about?
Yeah, low 5.
Low 5, behave. You can't be doing that. Now, timeout coming in. FUT calling this one, and rightly so. They've not found any access points. It feels like Fnatic have gone back to the drawing board a little bit here. I don't want to say surprised seeing Split come out, but it feels quite indicative that they've gone towards Split as their first option here, that something's been readjusted. And this looks, I guess, polished, I think is the best way to put it. Nothing massive changing, but you can just see the layering systems.
Yeah, there's not necessarily any flair to what they're doing. It's very clean Valorant, to be honest with you. I think as well, it's probably how you need to approach a FUT that maybe has a question mark above them in terms of the comp change, in terms of even really seeing Split as the second map in this veto. You've got to feel like FUT would have come into this with a really, really cohesive plan to address that. Fortunately here, maybe not getting off the starting block.
You can see those ults start cycling now as well. Alpha very nearby, 2 away from Kayak. So they're really starting to get within touching distance. On the other side, of course, Crack's only 1 away, 2 away for Yedajay. So they've got a couple on the horizon themselves, but speaking of, instantly used here. And a Captain, this could be huge! Fantastic impact! Trying to get behind them here and do the damage from the back lines, but he needs help and he needs support. That's gonna be from Zeus on the site. Trying to just split between them, and Chronicle outnumbered. FUT pulling out a trick from the card of deck, deck of cards even. Needing something to run, and it's worked really well. A little set piece to offset the scoreline that's been disastrous. Alpha trying to make something out of nothing, and it ain't happening here. This was a really nice set plan from FUT.
That's Captain really finding a freebie on the back of the TP. Opens this one up. 1v5, the first will be Cracks if he can find it. It's an in-zone flawless response here from FUT to find their first. And maybe actually get off the starting block. But out of the timeout, we're in a decent position behind this as well. See, Crashes unfortunately. Ult goes out, and because he falls, Chronicle, he's just put in a really rough spot.
Yep.
Maybe go 1 for 1 at best in that scenario, but really clean exec from FUT here. Getting off on the high 5 as well. The synergy's just both camps struggling.
Shocking. Speaking of those ults, so Chronicle's got his and Alpha's got theirs now. 1 off from Kayak, so Crack's got his now ready. Zeus 1 away, Mr. Fallen 1 off. And a heavy emphasis towards this mid take, and it's pacey too. Kayak instantly sitting a little bit deeper here. Crack's looking to invest the ult this time. Gonna catch at least one. Alpha's response is to send the rocket, and it's got the damage. Crashes in the meantime played it forward. I like that initiative. Play it deeper in towards main. He does get traded out on in the end though by Yedajay. Now you're looking at Alpha in the off angle. Tricky timing on this. Boombot, I don't think found its man.
It's still going to be noted as well. On the back of that, Yedajay, luckily, find that one to Kayak just before he strikes.
But do they still know about Alpha? They've got to know he was here. That Boombot went in not long ago, but the Satchel divides and conquers. Alpha knocks down 2, making his 3rd, 4th overall. Big round from him. I thought that opportunity may have drifted by, but absolutely not.
For unable to really force him out of position here. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It was actually a gravity well and a paint shell set up as well here, but Alpha's paint shell just missed. Not sure if anybody actually got caught in it.
I'm back in business.
And now he's on his feet.
Oh no. Oh no. The curse has begun. Just make a note, 9-1
Yep.
he currently sits, and then he stood.
Round 7 he stood up.
Yes.
Here.
The FUT now looking to cycle through some of these ultimates. We'll spot 2 out here, actually.
Oh yeah, can we stay in for this one, mate? Yeah, he sticks around a little while, but not too long. Playing it out nicely there. Looking for the play back in though is Boaster, feeling like he's up for a fight, and it's all starting to go wrong. I told you, when Alpha stands, things get a little bit dicey. Crashes in Alpha trying to deal with it all though, and Alpha doing wonders. The flank on the way though, J creeping in the back lines. He'll be there eventually, but right now, he's under threat. Crashes goes a little too far on his own, and Cracks finds him. Now Alpha left in the 1v3, can't be done! J there, and the curse begins.
A back and forth exchange coming out of that timeout. The tempo definitely shifting now. We'll find a second here. On the back of Zeus, really find these 2 openers. Boaster catching. I felt like he caught like 3 flashes there. Nice! There's a moment there where Crashy's drifted onto default. It looks as if he was unnoticed as yet, but Cracks resetting at the perfect time to catch that.
Time to jump.
Alpha already at 11-2, by the way. Hit to close off mid. Noted as well now the TP. So maybe an indicator of Zeus's later round intentions. But
Simplistic so far.
yeah, looking like it might be a little all in towards main.
Lots of pressure put towards site. The passive haunt goes up, but Kayak gonna catch Zeus. Where's the punchline to this? Where's the joke at the end of the setup here? Chronicle! Finding 2 as he works his way through the vents. J have the captain on their knees as Alpha secures it surely. This is just Mr. Fallen now in a 1v5. Formality in the end. Chronicle securing the in zone flawless for Fnatic and setting them up at the 7-2.
There's some fun still there for FUT. But yeah, I mean here there's Zeus fully committing here, but it's the spacing behind this. Even if he falls there should be somebody else to force 1 or 2 players of Fnatic off balance almost, but like you said, no second wave to that. Trading 2 for 2 now on the rounds. Definitely a shift in pace here after that timeout. Be a chance here for Fnatic to break the money though.
B main. And a captain gonna have to kind of readdress that slightly. Probably have to re-clear it because whatever their eventual plan is, it feels like again they're just in the wrong place, wrong time. Alpha trying to track that felt impossible. But they go for a 1-for-1. At least they trade back in here.
You want to see Atta Captain looking to regroup soon enough because he's out of range here for smokes as well. I think the spike's slowly making its way towards Mail. Would lean towards FUT taking B. I think Boaster just figuring that out now as well. Maybe just waiting on the information on the back of Kayak's ultimate.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, can't hear it.
Oh no!
J, you lucky boy! Kayak makes a bit of a meal of it. And all this time this was a pivot towards B, but both players now here. Crashies, can you isolate J? It's not quite clean enough. Still wants to try and help out Boaster, but they're all of FUT are stuck behind the smoke, excluding 1. It's clean for the first. Couldn't quite get the second, but Crashies now called upon here. Position now noted. 13 seconds and a fair 1v1. Oh! Cracks.
Great decision making from Cracks under pressure here. Again, big gap between him and J, and actually down on 12 HP, so really awkward if he goes for that. Speaking of really awkward, the Vents engagement initially, but the second one was even worse.
Oh, this. I think I'm being shot in the back. He's behind me, isn't he?
Kayak, Shorty and Classic have come from the same factory today.
Send them back. It's a little surprising, the kind of Teo usage, considering, well, I mean, they'll be all right for Toronto, I guess, but hold on. A little bit of a quick move off the beginnings here. A lot invested into this, and already Kayak caught. Nice reply from Alpha, but not a surprise, you know, Kayak feeling a little hot and cold here.
Just a little and off. Except for some of these scenarios we've seen him in. Comes down to a 3v3 now, though.
It's getting brawly, isn't it?
Toxins going up.
Yesterday just constantly on like 20 or less HP.
Toxin screen down.
I have to see whether or not actually, well, I'm not even going to hold on to it. I was going to say whether or not the awareness is there that maybe Snakebite doesn't stretch into the corner. Well, not going to matter too much anyway.
Yeah. I mean, looking where we see this positioning coming out from, pushed out by B, it allows them that safety on the A site, and completely unawares of the walk-up. Maybe getting paranoid about middle, but we know where it's ending. And Boaster, you're basically in a 1v3 here. The paranoia, perfect.
Oh.
That was just right between the legs, basically. Leaving just crashes in a 1v2. Now, the position he comes from, maybe a little bit unconsidered. Doesn't want to give it away with Util. Play this one out as best he can. They're trying to stay together.
Yeah, they're both tucked in.
She's taking steps closer now. Their curiosity getting the better of them. Are they going to swing together? They do. FUT taking a couple of strides now. That scoreline not looking so impossible.
Well, definitely not now, considering the funds on the other side of things for Fnatic as well. Maybe feeling, I would say, overconfident. Looking to continue applying this pressure. Awkward timing here for Chronicle. Now, Boaster's desperate to kind of get out there. He's got the Cosmic Divide, almost wants to regroup. I said that's why we see this purchase coming in for the final round.
Look at the buy.
I mean, look at the
ults.
Yeah, look at the ults for FUT on the other side of things.
There's quite a few, and they're going to invest one instantaneously. Zeus going to trailblaze his way through that A site.
No charges.
Crash is looking to out the ultimate pretty early on. There's already a flank coming down through sewers. Mr. Fallen's guarding this. Oh, put your knife away.
My word, here we are. Oh!
He loses that.
How? How? I'm baffled by it. And this is now going to get tricky. Time on their side, yes.
Here.
Fnatic looking to find a couple of players here. Counter ults back and forth. We can't see a bloody thing. And neither can Boaster. But what does it matter when he still finds two? Putting just Zeus in it all to handle. Too much pressure. As Fnatic make it through the mists of utility and get themselves the defuse.
Set up here for success with the judge. A broken purchase converted. An 8-4 half here. Same comeback required once again for FUT.
Spike planted.
I was like a fucking bee! Boom, 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 boom! Tung, tung, so, oh! Baby, if they get...
Well, it feels like similar scenes from map 1. At 8-4, FUT have their work cut out, Mike. This hasn't been an easy game so far. I think our worries started even in the veto, really. Seeing these two maps. Has anything we've seen really removed any of that worry? Do you think there is enough room left here for them to come back in this game?
No, I think the concern now comes that Fnatic are able to get themselves onto the attacking half with this double duelist composition, and already they've shown they're happy to be hyper-aggressive, take the fight to FUT, and I gotta say it, more consistently come out on top. Even in the rounds that FUT are, you know, happy to scrap it out. Maybe a few losses here and there for Fnatic, but the game plan has suited them perfectly.
It certainly has, and Alpha having a fantastic showing in the first half, 16-5, enjoying his freedom from the cage he's normally put in. The second he gets let off the leash, he has a brilliant
Not that he's ever
time.
passive on Killjoy anyway.
No, but it certainly makes his day, it looks like. And we see the set piece here. Not too surprising.
Gonna spot the TP cross it though, yeah.
Looking like a cancel on this, but then just Alpha go kill. It didn't work out. This feels like something was mistimed. This doesn't feel right at all. And it's
Spike's actually ahead of the smoke as well, so not able to isolate everybody.
Great from FUT, but I mean, that felt completely out of sorts.
Something nice to kill them with.
Moment here where you almost feel like if somebody is playing towards backside and they spot that TP, you want somebody kind of swinging out of the smoke. Getting curious, it's one of those rounds that you almost want to hear.
What happened?
Yeah, what's happening ahead of time.
It certainly makes you wonder, because again, the C's look good, everything looked quite nice, but...
Nice! I think Kayak cancels on the flash just because his TP's dealt with, but even so.
Yeah, very disjointed. Pistols certainly not perfect for Fnatic. We've heard it themselves even on the replays there. And for FUT, a necessary opportunity to be made here. A good chance to go farming as well, but a confidence to be made. Kayak, though, still going to be a problem. Takes away cracks, yeah. And that's a plant now.
Spike
Picked up the Bulldog.
Do you not like it? There we are.
Oh, no.
Alpha.
Well, the problem being, Alpha's got a shorty, so he has to walk up to...
Oh, hello. Well, hello there. Yeah, the J turns at the right time, but Kayak strikes back. Can you isolate another? Spots towards Heaven. They now know his position. They want to gap close towards his complementary, but not good enough from Chronicle. So, in the end, 3 remain. They recover the Bulldog, and no harm, no foul.
The fact that it's even a full clearance back towards Spawn. Like I said, it's the worst position to be in. And then you see he's got a shorty and say, yeah, he's literally got to walk up, tap somebody on the shoulder. But I think the awareness is there from FUT that there's a gap towards vents. You see even Mr. Fallen clearing down mid with the drone. Obviously somebody's relayed the possibility Alpha or somebody else has slipped the net.
I can't figure out what that means.
I was...
Michael, you're the analyst.
I looked at it 3 times and I was like... Rower.
I'm used to me. I love our stats guy, but I'm just stupid. I can't figure it out. 8-6 though. Gotta focus now. Stop giggling like Muttley next to me. We do have a Bucky. Bucky enjoys around the world. Time to focus.
Rejoice.
Yes. Your life can't have that much joy in it, so now's the time.
All missiles away.
The patient beginning here. Maybe Fnatic trying to just find out if there is a Stallo. There was no patience for either captain.
That was a paranoid to be main and just solo swinging.
I'm sending it, boys. Well, he found Alpha.
Well, there was some supportive utility from Mr. Fallen, but again, didn't feel like the most considered approach here. Give Fnatic the man advantage. I think actually, yeah, Zeus would have caught those steps as well. Deep enough position on ramp.
30 seconds left.
Out of all the players though, Zeus is here with the Bulldog, so going to be found by the Prowler, and that's it gone. 18 seconds, it's getting a little low on time now though. get worried. We've got Yedajay here. These positions that buy a couple of seconds. Oh, the Bucky. Oh, good God, the Bucky. Oh, it's not going to work out this time. What the hell was that? It's fine. Fnatic make it out with 3 standing, but it got a little dangerous in moments.
Feeling a little reminiscent of some rounds on Lotus, but maybe just hyper-conscious of a scrappy purchase from FUT and walking into maybe some ratty crossfires. Alpha's actually the one to master the rat position here. Don't necessarily want to see it left that late on, I was saying anti-eco, but the anti-bonus here for FUT. How do you feel about those? No comment.
No, Kayak.
Kayak.
Without a paddle now. Backing away from mid after this early little exchange. And I hate them, Michael.
Still keen to try and dig Yetche out. Rather snake bite pretty early on as well.
Poison orb emitting.
The next step really is obviously the Season 8 doesn't catch. Almost feels like a big win for FUT in that regard. Down to 50 seconds. Fnatic don't really much time left to at least pin somebody down.
The pacing from Fnatic now is so slow.
I mean, this is the thing. It's hard for FUT to really kind of get a grasp on the rhythm, but as long as they don't give away a kill here, Fnatic aren't really going to be rewarded.
30 seconds.
Oh no.
Oh, it's all or it's nothing. Actually, it's somewhere in between. My statement was completely incorrect. Zeus, though! What? He's out of this world! Zeus is one of a kind! We said it before, mechanically, one of the best. And that was a prime example of it.
That was absolute filth.
Give me that highlight reel now.
That was so clean onto Alpha, then the reset onto Kayak.
Oh, even slow-mo.
The second comes over the top of the box on Alpha. And yeah, you're absolutely right. That's one of those scenarios.
Cutting through.
We just look so gifted. Bring FUT within 2 now. Still a little bit of risk here. An Alpha one off Showstopper. Kayak has his ultimate, and actually they both have rifles. Well, the Guardian one of them. Like I said, still risk.
One of the ultimates sitting heavy in my mind here with Alpha. And I'm already looking at the kind of positioning from FUT, how deep they're... Okay, committing to that spray, I mean...
Well, swap it across now, he's got the Showstopper, so...
it's cursed.
It's gone. Yep, gun here. Close, so you can have that one, mate.
She's hitting a banger on Zeus, though. And they're starting to get a little bit scary now. And turn around, turn around. I don't know what's happening, Mike. It's gone absolutely wonky. This is awful. That's the spike. That's the spike, and that was a good paranoia. And now they're right. Oh, of course it's the Sheriff that wins it.
Yeah, this one's
for you.
not gone to plan.
Yeah.
I mean, we're crediting FUT previously for identifying a little bit of risk or an opportunity towards vents. And here, Mr. Fallen's sight. I feel like he's playing a different round. There's so much pressure towards ramp.
What just happened there?
I mean, is this just awful timing? He's trying to... Oh, okay. The Tracer spam suiting Alfia better.
Yeah.
Like you said, banger of a shot. But yeah, Mr. Fallen just thinking like, yeah, I can get into bottom mid here and maybe look back towards Mail.
Okay, we made him sit down again.
I guess you got to try and keep Zeus under the thumb a little, right? Again, 15 to 12 for him, 21 on the other side for Alpha. So as much as we do, obviously, when we're talking about mechanical capability, I'm not talking about just, simply posting up large numbers on the scoreboard. I mean, you can watch this guy's aim. It is a treat. But speaking of, Little off angle towards mid. Whether or not he's going to get much play into this, I think it depends really on Boaster. But for now, Fnatic take their steps towards going up ramp. Cracks here. Is going to get a catch on the Prowler. Waiting from above. J. Going to try and hinder the progress, but it's still going to be Alpha working forward. Here's slowed again. Plenty of obstacles, and it's still fantastic. At the same time, Cat did get cracked, so you are starting to see those numbers looking a little bit more even.
And that showstopper caught Mr. Fallen in spawn, by the way. That's just heartbreaking. Back-to-back rounds for Mr. Fallen just being... I mean, yeah, caught without even a say in the matter.
Not allowed to play the round.
No.
Oh, there he is. Zeus did eventually catch Boaster drifting through middle. Do they catch him drifting through bloody spawn? Fnatic. Feeling a little slippery here.
30 seconds
the captain not gonna see it either. Just cresting the corner, but maybe it's relayed that this was open. Yeah, it has been. Zeus firmly on patrol. Yeah, perfect from him. I mean, I feel there's got to be a timeout for Fnatic soon, though. Right, they've got plenty of rounds to play with still. They're not in any problem, but I feel like you want to slow it down here.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my god.
Oh, cracks.
Where did this go?
Yeah, literally catches Mr. Fallen in spawn.
I feel so bad for him.
I mean, it's sat at 3 and 14 as well. So when you're dying like this, it's like... What was the discussion we were having earlier? Mr. Fallen's alongside like Rien's,
yes,
like the overall stats for stage 1, which again is a statement in itself.
Mr. Multi-kill from map 1.
Yeah.
And then he's having a map like this. Oh, where's that happened then?
That was a bottom mid.
Okay, unlucky Boaster, I guess. See you next round.
Didn't he literally just kill him in the same spot last round?
I think so, yeah. Go. Now looking for their next steps forward here.
And probably a big indicator here that no commitment behind the TP. Keep Yettaj's eyes trained towards mid.
Poison orb emitted.
He actually did take a tag. I didn't even spot that until now, but he's down to 10 HP.
This would be a slow but steady march back into this game. You're going to hear the ult on the other side of the map. That's, I think, Zeus, yeah, looking for information. Maybe just want to note those additional bodies, those additional players.
I'm back.
Sees nothing yet. It depends on the pivot now from Fnatic. Focus towards middle, maybe trying to sell a bit of a ruse towards that A side. But
30 seconds though, so not much time left to formulate a plan.
And again, this position
30
from B
seconds
main.
left.
If they don't have anyone to try and clear that late, they can find safety there. Now, obviously, FUT don't know that. But with 25 seconds, it's time to go. They've got to make their move. Mr. Fallen, he's been having a tough time. Does he get anything working on his side? No, he doesn't. And Fnatic, with 15 seconds, clearing out the B site. Plant next on the cards. It's
left.
Zeus and Cracks to try and find anything they can. Nice to say.
Yeah, I was going to say it's as well, it's close to a 1v4 actually with 2 bodies standing for FUT. No way for them to find a way back in here. And yeah, the comfort factor should have been B main for FUT, but Paranoia lands, can't pin down a kill on the back of it. And then the flood is just perfect from Fnatic. It felt like, again, another situation where players on FUT are just getting shot in the side of the head, the back of the head.
Yep.
Completely caught off guard.
And again, a little surprised we haven't seen timeouts from FUT in this or Fnatic. They're happy to play this one through, as is both sides.
I was going to say, you would almost expect the timeout to come after this one, potentially. Again, hero rifles coming in from Alpha and Kayak. When crashes, oh yeah, not in a scope at least here, but there's this situation here, yeah.
Oh man, it's such a hard game for Mr. Fallen. It feels like he is having like that horrific game of Val where nothing's working. The sprays aren't clean. You're getting shot in the side. You've got rockets from across the map. It's a tough one. Now, if we're looking at who took this timeout, it's actually Fnatic. So even though they did convert that previous round, they're the ones to call it.
Maybe this was a pre-fire on the timeout to maybe consider things. I mean, a very different situation now. It's going to be a... Liking this. This is the best timeout. Yeah, what?
This?
On the playlist, what? We've just pulled this out for playoffs. I was about to make, I can't even remember what the point I was about to make. That was.
I mean, we're in like a different swing period for both sides, though, right? You're looking at FUT, who also probably needed this timeout as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, they're going to come and they do have the pit, so obviously the purchase can be offset ever so slightly there. Atta Captain's still going to struggle. So yeah, this is, I mean, feels like do or die now. Fnatic looking towards the 12th.
Feels like I'm about to go on like E1, M1 and like do something. Like, what is this?
It started off as like, it almost sounded like the GoldenEye pause music. I was just like, wait, are we doing this?
Is this it? Damn.
Very tense. And here's us chuckling over the top of it, yeah.
So we're trying to do something nice for you guys. You've absolutely wrecked it. But this is a huge round, right? Because it's 8-11. FUT trailing here, but they still have a purchase. It is not perfect, though. You're going to see Light Shields. You're going to see Bulldogs. You're going to see them at the very length of their finances.
Concern being they are flat out broke after this. So Fnatic do find 12 here. They have the upper hand in terms of the finances, and you could argue some key ultimates that lean towards a set piece. Form of Boaster. And Crash is actually Chronicle 2 away from the pit on his side.
1 minute again, this slow, steady pace, almost no contact shown as well, right? It's very, very passive in approach. This is the first bit of committed utility we're even seeing about the minute mark, and they're already pretty deep.
That's it, yeah. Ultimate sent out from Cracks. I think, well, actually, yeah, caught Alpha, but necessarily a
catch two
way to paint the picture. I think actually, yeah, I saw 2 trails there, and the pit on the back of it. But this feels like it's almost forcing FUT to commit towards this triple hold on A site.
Do they walk CT? Do they go through vents?
There's a huge gap now in the defenses.
Is, but there's 35 seconds, so they've got to make their minds up and make it up now. Do they go into the stack of 3 that they don't know about with a pit coming up? One of the approaches.
Look at Boaster. Boaster's already repositioned towards B main.
But then you're walking in blind. You're going in so unknown. A re-smoke towards B main. They're going to be battling down the hatches, right? They know that something is afoot here. 20 seconds. Fnatic needs to speed up. Mr. Fallen, though, you've had a brutal game. Now is the time if you wanted to really turn up here, but they're going to get the ult going. Paranoia goes in. 10 seconds now. He needs to hold the line, and he can't. But it looks like Atta Captain could, but only for a moment. Time is a factor. Spike, I think, just going down in time here. Right to the very end of that. But it's a 4v3 and favored to Fnatic, who left it till those final seconds to pivot. You're looking for that long flank from YetterJ. It's so far off.
He's got to pick up the pace. He's so paranoid of somebody positioned deeper, and Chronicle is in vents, but will Zeus find him? He's going to hard clear him.
Oh! But Kron wins that. Ridiculous. And now Fnatic starting to really turn the screws. YetterJ's options, it looked late, and now it looks impossible. Denied. In the 20th round, I thought FUT had it right. Even though they were a little bit surrounded, segmented, yes, but still, that late round run.
Close will actually find YetterJ. And I think what's really, really indicative here that there's potentially a reinforced stack on A site. There's no rotation through vents or spawn. As soon as that pit goes up, you'd almost expect, right, that's the panic button. Sorry, panic button, and somebody's going to get caught off guard in the rotation. That's why Fnatic pause. I think they almost sniff out that this is the weaker side of the setup from FUT. Heads up mid-round from Fnatic here.
And it's a risky call that late.
Oh, it is, yeah. Because it takes them what feels like an eternity to dig out the 2 members on B site. But it feels like the nail in the coffin.
It does. And FUT going for the timeout here. You know we want that coach cam. You know we want it.
Give me that synergy. Been on point.
Gaia's cam right now.
Give me a nice low 5 to round out the timeout. Switch up on the timeout music.
Yeah, we mocked
Not as tense now.
No, I like the other one. Guys, that's kind of chill these days. More chill.
More chill.
Yeah.
But, I mean, lots to digest here. Not many, I guess, opportunities in terms of, you're looking at the purchase specifically. You got Atta Captain's ultimate, but...
The money, Mike.
Yeah, Mr. Fallen's got his. Unfortunately, not really. I mean, very uncharacteristic in terms of his stage 1 performance to see him sitting here at 3-16 and not really having a say in most of these rounds. Sure, as the IGL, but I mean, individually in terms of engagements, he's not been able to get himself rolling here.
No. Fnatic money's fine. Ults really nearby.
But yeah, Boaster's the key one, obviously. One off for Chronicle potentially. did burn up crashes in the previous, so... Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, Mr. Fallen's had a nightmare of a day, Mike.
And you can see the desperation for him to get something on the board. Find even just a small victory.
Might put your hopes then on the likes of your Jays, your Cracks, your Zeuses, right? Give me someone to step up and take a little bit of that pressure off the shoulders. So far, Fnatic's patience.
What?
Have they heard a step?
Maybe Crashes has in sewers. It's a weird ping. It's a very weird ping from Kron.
Okay, well, he's been...
Now Crash is going to catch him.
Yep.
Yeah.
He just has to wait. It is stunning to
Poetry
witness.
in motion to see how Fnatic operate in some of these rounds.
And again, as much as, you know, yes, they do have a lot of those kind of well-choreographed plays, a lot of this mid-rounding and kind of communication in between has been the strongest point, and it feels just like a celebration of them in some of these halves. That second half of the first map, the second half here, starting to look much better. As that a captain and Cracks.
30 seconds left.
Well, do or die time really here, and it looks like die's the option they pick. Chronicle slowly but surely hunting. Trying to find him, and it's Alpha to claim. A bit of a fizzle out at the end there, but Fnatic looking fantastic, Mike. I don't think many of us were worried after the loss to Heretics. I think a lot of us going, play that sets the stage going forward. But they've come out today looking improved.